Old Arthur by John Bretman. John as in Jon.
Woo! That was a tune that made me want at the end to go woohoo, you know, like at the end of a gig. Yeah, I like that.
But you didn't. You wanted to, but you didn't.
Well, you stepped in with the, you had to making sure you got the spelling right, which
well, it's important if people want to listen to John Bretman, Jon Bretman.
When you sort of host DJ gigs, that must be brilliant. Stopping people from cheering.
I don't speak.
Before you can cheer, I just need to get something clear. The spelling of this band's name.
Well, it's important these days. Promotion.
I liked it. Old Arthur.
Old Arthur, yeah, it's the song. Yeah.
I like the sort of. Would you call that a Hammond organ in the background?
I think it was a bit of Hammond actually, and that was Hammond and Drums by Patrick Keneally. I won't spell the surname. You'll have to just get it wrong. And guitars and bass and vocals and stuff by John.
Well, that was new to me, and I liked it. I
recorded at Tile House Studios.
What is Tile House?
That's where I did Travelling Man.
Any anecdotes about that studio?
It used to be owned by Mike Oldfield, and now Luke Oldfield runs it. His son.
Oh, ding, 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 ding. Is that Tubular Bells? That's not.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. Sorry, I was only stunned by the accuracy of it.
I think that's actually the notes from the video game of June 2, and not
exactly
not Tubular Bells at all, but they had some similarities.
Well, he's got some more music coming out soon, which I've been privileged to have a listen to. Let me interfere slightly in the studio.
John Bretman, best man at your wedding, organised the stag do where we went for a stag do, an Airbnb in a nice country house. I was really excited, thought we'd be in this country. And then when we arrived, turns out the family had no intention of leaving the house, so we had a stag do around the family.
And you nearly let me die on the roof. And
yeah, you ended up drunk on the roof.
Made it through.
I was like, in my head, I was like, how am I going to explain it to the bride that the groom has died on the stag do?
He just explained it. He fell off the roof. It's surely the simplest. He got drunk and went on the roof and fell off.
But one of the I
didn't.
The daughter of the daughter's like, oh yeah, you can go out there. Yeah, it's great. I'm like, fucking don't go out.
I remember you saying not to go out. You seemed.
I did.
Yeah.
You remember?
To your credit.
To my credit, I did say don't.
You suggested I shouldn't go out.
You survived to tell the tale. The funniest bit, but then apparently other people were trying to find you. You'd come back in and you'd gone off somewhere else, and other people were trying to find you, so searching the house. And they burst into what turned out to be the parents' bedroom. Have you heard that story? Torches and stuff. Yeah. Go. Stealth mission.
I mean, why don't lock your bedroom? Surely, if you're hosting a stag do in the house,
and also just don't. If you're going to do Airbnb and rent out a spare room, fine, but don't welcome a stag do into your country house.
Did you remember the room I ended up sleeping in? No. The room with a sign that said "Don't go in here," and it was and I was sleeping in the surgical bed.
It was the granddad's bed, wasn't it?
And he wasn't there at that. I can only
With
imagine.
the rubber sheet.
He must have died. I ended up sleeping in his surgical bed It was, all a bit weird. Didn't do it on purpose.
Hi, jinx. Well, I think that's a good note to end on.
You thought that seemed to be really awkward for you.
What, that story? It's the memories of that night. Yeah. It was
And worse, what we don't remember is probably worse. Well, goodbye, Louis.
Goodbye, Nigel Thomas, and thanks for...
Go and listen to some good music, Louis.
I shall. Some of those will be added to a playlist.
And do take care of yourself, it is important,
And each other.
Otherwise, this will be the last podcast that we're doing together. If you don't take care of yourself.
If I was to walk out on a roof and fall off and die.
Be good publicity, though.
Or end up
Great publicity.
End up in an ambulance.
But let's do a few more before you do that.
To clarify, I wasn't doing drugs at that festival. But plenty of people were.
I think you're saying this just in case your girlfriend's listening.
I think that she'd mind. Well, it would just be more bothered about the talking about girls and rock and roll. It's too late now, isn't it? But
did anything happen in the ambulance with that girl?
Just drinking some beer.
You didn't.
Or other people. It was a bit
end up
of
holding a hand, or
we were I don't wanna
Cuddling.
say, but there was a moment. There was some shooting stars, and we ended up like looking up at the sky at shooting stars. A bit drunk in the field somewhere in Oxfordshire.
Until next time, Louis.
Uh,
Goodbye.
Bye.